First and foremost, welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network. Welcome to our broadcast network family. We can see you, but you can't see us. That's a trick that we use to be here with you on the GMAP Broadcast Network. But with that being said, Mr. John Thomas, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well, Pastor. How are you doing?
Oh,
Thank you for having
police. If you have to ask me, I must be slipping. I tell you, I use that analogy all the time because, of course, we like to let people know that we're always doing well. Welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network. Welcome to our family. Introduce yourself, John. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is John Thomas?
Well, I'm from Texas, live in the Dallas area. I've got a wife, two daughters, two sons, and six granddaughters, and a grandson on the way.
Wow. A grandson on the way. You got some catching up to do, man. I got quite a few grandchildren, but of course, we won't get into that. We'll just go ahead and let you, just tell us a little bit about the brand new publication that you have been blessed to release out for the people around the world. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's called The World Before the Flood, and it's something that I had been thinking about for quite a while, starting in my early 30s when I was listening to the Institute for Creation Research. And it was the first time that it dawned on me that I had bought into the evolutionary story, which is contradicts the Bible, but also contradicts, as we've learned over many decades, so much of science. And so it appears, based on the majority of science, that the Earth, in fact, is young, as the Bible portrays. And so that was part of the thinking. The other part is, as we've looked at our world today, we see how many attacks go on against Christians, and the need for us to be strong in our generation to share the gospel as you're doing, Pastor. And so part of the purpose of the book is to help people to see the undoubted strong persecution that Noah experienced and how he stood, even though we know he's a normal man. You know, we can see later on after the flood that he got drunk. So he undoubtedly had similar challenges to us, and yet he was a very godly man. And he stood in his generation on the faith of God. But on top of that, I also hope that people see, especially unbelievers, that we're in a very time of judgment, and that if we don't repent, if we don't change, if we don't bring a revival to our lands, that undoubtedly we're facing similar kinds of judgment here. I'm not trying to forecast when the end times are. It appears that we're in the season of the end times, but we don't know. God doesn't whisper those things to us, but it does appear that we have to change our ways. We desperately need a revival.
I agree wholeheartedly. And of course, now, is this particular publication, is this your first release or is this a follow up to something that you have previously released before?
Well, it has a little bit of a tie into the first book, which was World War Take Two, where a unit goes back in time to refight the Battle of Kursk to prevent the Soviet Union and the communists from taking over the world. So the main character in this book is one of the main characters in that first book. And you get a little bit more of a sense of why and how they're time traveling. But that's about the only connection. So it really can be a standalone book.
Mm.
And of course, I'm hopeful that people who enjoy time travel, who enjoy the perspective of seeing an exotic world, will find the message that I shared, those two primary goals, are entertaining.
Well, thank you so much for that. And, let me rewind the tape and press play, of course. I want to take time out to, first of all, thank you for being here with us today. And, of course, thank you for accepting the invitation to become a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network family. Of course, if you don't know, now you know John is one of our featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network. All you have to do is stop by at any time on any day. And of course, click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of the publication that I'm currently showing you on our television screen. It will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information about the author as well as the publication. And thank you so much for just simply allowing us to be a part of your journey. You stepped up and stepped out on faith. And I always show my gratitude and appreciation for those individuals that allow us the opportunity to basically connect with them, join forces with them, and disseminate this information out to the eyes and ears of the people around the world. And of course, speaking of that, I know that John, there's going to be some people out there that are going to want to show their love and care, concern, and support for you, and maybe purchase a copy of not one, but maybe both of your publications. What would be the process for them to do so if that's something that they wanted to do today?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon.com. I think the digital version is $2.99. The obviously the the paperback is more expensive. But my past experience is that most people buy the digital. I still buy paperback copies, but I realize we're now in a minority.
Of course, we're not going to let or allow them to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here. Of course, again, if you stop by our platform and click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors, you can click on the book publication, the cover, and it will take you where you need to go to make that support and purchase today. And of course, let's just say people wanted to reach out to you on a more individual level and maybe speak to you to maybe get some resources, some encouragement. Is there some information that you don't mind sharing with them today that will allow them to do that?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I do have an author page on Amazon, but also they can reach me on email at Shuba6, which is SHOOBA6 at yahoo.com. So Shuba6 at yahoo.com. And I do have resources I can recommend, about any of these topics, especially young Earth, creation science. It's interesting to me that one of my friends, a very brilliant guy, he was number one in his class at a very large university. He believed in evolution, and his sons ended up, as a result, direct result of that, rejecting the faith when they went off to college. And that's one of the messages of both the Institute for Creation Research as well as Answers in Genesis. The many scientists who are involved in creation research and have advanced it so far, but demonstrating how when the foundations are destroyed, that often that impacts, matter of fact, it usually impacts what's built upon it. And in our case, it's often the faith of our young people in the inerrancy of Scripture.
Mm, wow. And of course, I am grateful for you sharing that. And of course, now, John, we are role models to someone around the world, whether we like it or not. Someone is always paying attention to our every step, our journeys, and someone, in fact, may be paying attention to your journey right now, and they're saying to themselves, "Well, I really wish I can get on track. I wish I can follow my dreams and take control of my journey." It's kind of like John has done. What words of encouragement would you have to say to some brand new or wannabe author today that might encourage them to want to move forward?
Oh, good question. I had thoughts about writing books all the way back in my 20s, and I unfortunately didn't get started until my 50s. Uh, and a lot of that is that we're very busy in life. There's so much to do, so many responsibilities, especially when you have a family. But our jobs take a lot of time as well. And I think, what I learned now at my old age is the importance of just a little bit at a time. Uh, I'm learning Spanish as well, and it's poco a poco, little by little. We just keep working, 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 and over time we do it. So my whole goal was if I can just write 20 minutes a day, uh, that's all it takes. Now, of course, once I sat down to write, I often would end up writing longer. But if I only wrote 20 minutes, that's all it took. And I give myself a day off every week.
Yeah.
But I just tried to sit down and write 20 minutes. And
Wow.
sometimes the writing might be going back over the old stuff and editing, because anytime you write a book, you do many, many, many edits. And of course, I would have some readers, what do you think about this? Is this making sense? Is there a glitch here? And especially in the romantic scenes, my wife and daughters were very helpful. Sometimes they'd say, "Oh, this is advancing too fast," so they were very helpful with it. But I would just recommend, like anything in life, it takes time. Just don't be afraid of spending the time. Someone once said, uh, in regards to learning a language, for example, it would take me 10 years before I would be conversant in a language. And the question was, okay, if you don't do it, where will you be in 10 years?
Wow.
Good question.
Wow. Well, I appreciate your response to that. And let's just say one of those individuals may say, well, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder, John, and I'm going to let you know I kind of enjoy what you have done up to this point. I've kind of been following you and know where you've been and where you are. But what's next for author John D. Thomas? What would your response be to that?
Well, my most of my time is spent with my grandchildren. They're a tremendously wonderful invention. Like many people, I find the grandchildren delightful, so I tend to focus my life on them. They are the next generation coming up after our children, and so having an impact on their lives, uh, hoping that they're going to be a standard in their own generation, I think is very important. There are times when parents can't reach a child, but the grandparents or an aunt or an uncle or a good friend might be able to. So they're the primary thing. The second is I'm involved in a free clinic for people without insurance. These are the vast majority of them are hardworking folks with a family, but their jobs don't afford them the luxury of insurance, and they might not even be on Medicare or Medicaid. And so, well, Medicare probably not, but not even Medicaid. And so we're actively involved in supporting those folks with both our time and money. And that's a very worthwhile goal. And that's something I recommend to everyone if you have the time getting involved in helping those less fortunate. And then third, I would love to write some more. I'm waiting to see if the world tells me that you should write some more or you should find another day job. So we'll see. I think this is a good story. I think it's well written, but no one's baby is ugly. So we shall see.
Wow. You know what? I've never heard that. No one's baby is ugly. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, man. I got to use them. Don't trademark that yet. Let me use that. And of course, I want to let you know again The World Before the Flood, John D. Thomas, author. We want you to make sure you show your love, care, concern, and support. Go out, purchase a copy of it today, share it with your followers, your family, your friends. And you know what? When you do so, if you in fact make that decision to purchase it from a location such as Amazon, we want you to take a few extra moments. Do us the kind favor. Please leave a review. Leave a review. It is so important for John to hear from you, from Amazon to know, and for myself to receive that information and know that you have read the book, got the book, and don't mind sharing your thoughts about the book. And of course, it helps each and every one of us, even the viewers on the outside looking in, if you will take a few extra moments to simply leave a review. That would be the most gracious thing that we can tell you on today. And again, if you don't know, make sure you stop by our platform. Visit our featured authors area. You will see a copy of the current publication that I'm showing you on our television screen, and click on that cover. It will take you to the necessary location to get more information and intimate details about the author as well as the publication. Now, John, I want you to know that this is only the beginning. We're going to definitely be inviting you back to talk and conversate with you more, to find out what's yet to come, what you're doing, where you're doing it, why you're doing it, who you're doing it with, all that good stuff. We want to make sure that we share that information. We don't want you to go MIA on us now. We want you to be around and come back and share with us what's going on and how the process is going for this publication as well as those that are yet to come. And I just can't thank you enough. I mean, you have our number, and we want you to use it. Pick up the phone, call, text, chat, tweet, whatever you do. Reach out to us, contact us, let us know how it's going. And we want you to know that if there's anything that we can do to assist you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, all you have to do is let us know. And when you ask, the answer will always be yes, and you will never, ever have to ask us twice. We want you to know that. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate you accepting the opportunity and the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. And we also appreciate you allowing us being a part of your journey. We know how difficult it can be sometimes, but you know, you stepped up and you stepped out on faith. You listened to that inner voice, and I appreciate that because, you know, it's hard sometimes when you don't know the person on the other end of the phone. It's hard sometimes when you can't see a person or deal with them on a face to face basis and things of that nature. But you accepted that invitation, and we appreciate you doing so. We can't thank you enough. And we're going to do everything we can within reason to make sure that we try our very best to provide what we can to assist you during your journey. I'm going to move over and I'm just going to let you share with our viewers and listeners around the world before we let you go exactly what's on your heart. I'm moving over and I'm going to tell you, John D. Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pastor. Yeah, I do appreciate very much this opportunity. I appreciate listening to the videos, how you attempt to honor the Lord through these videos and bringing in various authors who are also trying to honor the Lord and also the way you just provide such a good testimony. And I'm hopeful that the book does the same. I really felt led to uh, write each chapter. I was amazed. I would sit down. There was never writer's block. I almost felt like I was just writing what I was seeing. And as you can, when you go through the book, if you read it, you'll find that it's very evangelical. And it's attempting to show people the beauty of the Lord, the beauty of the gospel from a perspective of people who were alive before the flood, before the Christ had been crucified and raised again. And so it's one that I hope will be inspirational and help you to be strong in this time and the tribulations that you might be facing. So that's really my prayer more than anything else. Again, thank you, Pastor, for your time and for the good work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. I hear that all the time, and I really appreciate when people show us gratitude and appreciation and let us know that they are like and honor what we're doing. But I also want to flip it and thank you for simply accepting the invitation openly and allowing us to do what it is that we truly, truly love to do. We're going to be inviting you back soon, and we appreciate your time on today. If any of you may have missed any portion of this conversation, we want you to know that we will be uploading it to our YouTube channel, Facebook. We'll air it on our weekly cable program, and anything else we can do in order to allow you to receive this conversation in its entirety. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and contact John. Contact us. We'll be more than happy to assist you in any way we can. John, we appreciate you. We want you to continue to be blessed, and we want you to have a fabulous rest of your day. Until we speak again, you be blessed and continue to be a blessing, okay?
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you as well. John D. Thomas, one of our featured authors here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Until next time, God bless you. Have a great day.